about physical pain. Like, I think I understand from everything you've said that it's all the processes, it's not any different with that than anything else. So I've tried, and I end up sort of keeping my mind on lots of other positive things in my life with the result that they've all improved. But the pain, yeah, it's hard. It doesn't seem to improve. And the other thing is, I think sometimes it feels so direct, like it's not mediated by thoughts. You know, I can't change my thoughts as easily as I can with other things. So, yeah, I'm wondering if you could...
Well, what happens is...
guidelines on that one.
What happens is, if you have some strong desires that you have a habitual pattern of thought that contradicts them, then over time you create a tension that eventually becomes pain. In other words, all pain is loud emotion. But then what happens is it begins to take on a life of itself, so that even though the thoughts that are at the original root of it aren't so central to your life, now the pain is, and so you just keep the pain perpetuated by your awareness of it. So the thought that we would like you to hold is that if I could just get my mind off of this pain, it would have to go away. And then give yourself a break by saying, and that would be a nice trick, wouldn't it, to not notice something that is so very noticeable. But it's helpful if you realize that it is, and we're just going to speak these words really bluntly, slowly, and clearly to you. Pain is indication of vibrational discord. People want to say, no, it's about this physical condition, it's about the truck that ran over me, or the something else that's happened, and we say, that's like saying water gets in your glass because you turned the knob on the sink, when there's much more to the story than that. So just try to hold in your thought, pain is a vibrational indicator of contradicted thought, which means there is something that is very important to you that you think often in opposition to. It's a chronic thought that you think that your inner being does not agree with that is causing this tension. And further, is something that comes up frequently enough that you keep asking for something more, but you keep not going there. Now, when we put it into those terms, what does it sound to you that it is? What do you think it is? What do you think your life keeps causing you to ask for, but your awareness keeps you from going there?
Yeah, I think that's right. It's sort of a chicken and egg thing, I think, for me, because it limits me physically.
Yes. So, well, you're right on it.
Feeling of, I can't do this sort of, focus on what I can't do, maybe.
So you see, so what happens is,
focusing on.
Yes, so all day, every day, because of the limitation you feel with your body, you ask for an improvement, and then because of the pain you feel in your body, you don't let the improvement come. That's what chronic pain is. Isn't that interesting? Your pain causes you to ask for an improved condition, but then you focus upon the pain instead of the improved condition, which causes you to ask for more of an improved condition. But then you focus upon the pain, which keeps you from taking the improved condition. You see why it gets worse and why it hangs on for so long?
I do get it. I think maybe for me sometimes I get quite distracted if the pain is strong.
All right, so here's...
hard not to have some focus there.
Of course,
does that make sense?
Of course, but here's what you want to do. If you can make peace with where you are, that's the fastest way to get into the vortex. Have you ever heard us say that? If you can make peace with where you are, it releases resistance. And you have to understand, the vortex is a strong magnetic pull. It's trying to get you over there. And you would be going if you weren't clinging out there to something that has your attention. And in this case, you have a really good excuse. Pain is attention getting, isn't it?
I heard you say there is no good excuse.
Well, no, there's no excuse that's good enough, but as excuses go, you've got a pretty good one. But if you could focus upon the pain and say, this pain is an indication of my resistance, and therefore I'm appreciative of it, it's also an indicator that helps on the way, because if you weren't asking for improvement and the energy weren't flowing, then your resistance would not be giving you this uncomfortable sensation, you see.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So here's the easy way to approach this, and we'll be very brief here. If you can make separate in your mind the difference between the physical pain that you're feeling and emotion. In other words, you can have pain and feel hopeful, or you can have pain and feel discouraged. The difference between hope and discouraged is the difference between releasing the pain. So what you want to do is start playing a game with yourself where you notice the improvement or the lessening of the discomfort. Make peace with it, and then notice it when it's softest, and then make peace with it and notice when it's softest.
So are you saying when it's bad, just make peace with it, or maybe even be grateful for the contrast, and then when it is softer, just do appreciation?
Well, any of that's all right. Do whatever you can think of that comes up easiest. But here's the thing that we want you to hear from us, and we're going to project it in such a way that it will be difficult for it not to become part of your belief, because we know this so powerfully that as you listen, it will begin to make some sense to you. This physical discomfort is only an indication of vibration which you can change. You see, you've been saying, I can't change the pain, but you can change the vibration. So what you want to do is find a different way of approaching the pain. You want to make the pain your friend. It's an indicator. It's an indicator of resistance. It comes and goes. Sometimes it's worse than others. I can release it. I know it will be better. I'm looking forward to it being gone. It doesn't have to stay around forever. I know there will be a time that I will be appreciative that I had it because it will have served me so well. Here's
all those are true for me.
Here's the thing that in light of, have you been listening to us for the last while we've been talking with other people?
Yes, I have.
Here's the thing that we want you to focus upon about it. Say to yourself, I can get inside the vortex even though I have pain.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, that's big. That's really big, because that means I can feel positive even though I have physical discomfort. Now, how could you, can you give us an example where you could feel positive even though you feel pain?
Well, I don't think it's hard. I mean, there's so many other good things in my life.
Yeah, but stay on the subject of the pain. Don't.
On the subject of pain.
Yes. Give us an example.
Well, it has actually provoked me to do lots of things that have benefited me in other ways that I would have been too lazy to do otherwise.
Yes, that's all good.
But
even more specific, something that I can get in the vortex even though I have pain. I can get in the vortex even though I have pain. And getting in the vortex, even though I have pain, will mean I'm steadily in alignment, which means the pain will then have to go away.
Yeah.
So you have not just hope, you have not just belief, you have knowledge. You have knowledge that you can get in the vortex, and you also know that when you're in the vortex, you must thrive. So doesn't that make a really good bridge for you?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. That's really
So now use any excuse that you can find to get in the vortex, and subjects off the subject of the physical discomfort will do just fine.
Yeah, that part's easy. It's more, that part's easy because there are so many other good things. So I think that was my original question. They're all getting better and my mind's off it. But
now tell us about that physical pain. Where is it and what's its condition right this minute?
It alternates. Sometimes it's a sciatic pain, and sometimes it's lower back pain.
But right now.
Right now, it's like a sciatic pain in my the left side of my lower back.
And during this conversation, did it shift around at all?
No.
So it stayed steady as we were visiting?
It did.
Which means nothing.
I didn't get it.
Well, it means that nothing that we said registered with you enough to take you in the vortex. So it may be that you've been listening to us long enough and you think you already know this.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you're looking for is a new approach, and this getting in the vortex is a new approch.
The new approach.
That's
that I could feel.
That's the new.
Yeah, I think that's right, because I've tried all the techniques and all the processes, and I've benefited enormously, but I've still got pain. But I heard what you said about being in the vortex.
Well, just hold this thought, and we will leave you with it.
Yeah, okay.
There's something going on with me that I care deeply about, that I focus in opposition to my true desire. And when I figure out what that is, my discomfort will stop. And it's something that's deep enough that you're ignoring your emotion around it. And so your guidance system, being the true guidance system that it is not letting you get away with the contradiction.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that gives me a lot of places to go, I think, with that one. Okay, thank you very much. I think I've gotten that now.
Oh, there's something else that we want to say to you, and that is, life is supposed to be good for you, and you are supposed to feel good in this physical body. And there is nothing that you are giving back or paying back with any discomfort. It is right that you thrive, and it is right that you feel good.
Okay, now that shifted the pain.
Yeah.
That one did.
Yeah. So
that must be it.
That's what it is.
That must be the guideline.
It's right. It's right.
Get in there and see what it is.
You have to give yourself permission to be the happy person that you were born to be.
Yeah, I got that.
And there's a little bit of carrying this burden around to compensate for the thriving that is so extraordinary in your life. But we have to tell you, you better get over that, because you're going to continue to thrive. And there's going to come a time when you cannot justify the thriving with any amount of pain. You see what we're getting at?
Yeah, I get it.
All right. You have it.
Very good. Thank you. See you in Tahiti.
Very good.